I'm going to take a B flat 7 chord, just one chord. I have mentioned already in this course, but I'll say it again, how important it is to be able to play well over one chord before you start worrying about other chords. And when you have just one chord and you don't have any other harmony to worry about, it actually gives you a lot of space and a lot of room to stretch out and try some cool ideas. So what I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to be playing freely, just over the one chord B flat 7 funk vamp. A great bass player, Dan Feisley, great drummer Lorca Hart. And I'm just going to be coasting over this funk groove, playing some phrases, but you're going to hear me, also you're going to hear these bebop compound phrases, really, dense lines, which are totally attributable to the great Charlie Parker. So listen closely and listen to how it's melded with a funk groove. Charlie Parker never played over a funk groove because he died before that music came into being. Yet the strength of what he played was so wonderful that you can see that it's applicable to any genre and any style of music that you might want to play over. So. One, two, 1, 2, 3. One chord, I just love playing over one chord. It gives me a lot of freedom and a lot of different ideas, especially when I have a great rhythm section to play with. So that was really fun. So I actually integrated some of the lines from Charlie Parker's classic piece Donna Lee into what I was doing. So I was playing freely some funk lines, and then the stuff just came out of me naturally. You heard stuff like. So that's just a really nice chromatic phrase that comes at the end of that piece. And you'll notice, though, over the funk groove, it kind of adds a little bit of tension because it's got all that chromaticism, but kind of really works. Adds a little nice bit of tension. And then again we have the B flat chord, and I played this line, I think, which is also right from Donna Lee. So what's nice about this line is it starts on the sharp 5, and then the rest of it is pretty much Mixolydian line right from the B flat scale. And yet this, that's interesting because that's the same pattern that John Coltrane uses in Giant Steps. When I was talking to you in the other lesson about four-note cells, this is how everything begins to tie in. You see, that is a four-note grouping, and it's possible that Coltrane picked it up from Bird and integrated into his much more modern and angular piece, Giant Steps. But so this line starts on the sharp 5, and it's got a nice triplets. One of the hallmarks of Charlie Parker's playing was a lot of that triplet. And on the guitar, we sort of slurred. I wouldn't go. That would not make me happy. And when I've had students that have played that, they have made me very unhappy. It should have not. You hear the difference. I mean, it's a big difference. So it's sort of slurred, because horn players do something different than we do on guitar. But I think by just slurring over it, it gets a nice, real flowing sound. So anyway, there's that triplet. I don't go. And there's that four-note cell. So on B flat, starting on the 3rd, 5, flat 7, 9. And then he ends on the 6, 5. And just listen to the shape of this line. So it goes down, and then comes up, and then back down. So in one little phrase, we're going down, we come back up, and then we go down again, and really picking up on the color tones. But what I love is how just that one tension note, even over a funk thing. There I added my own thing. I added one more passing note at the very end. That just felt right. So I did that. I had the chromatic thing. I also took the beginning, the very first phrase that Bird uses over Donna Lee. And I mixed it in. It came in with a slightly different rhythm. So that was mixed in. And a few times, some of these dense lines with the chromaticism also are very much, different players have used that over the years, but Bird really started everybody on that because of all the chromatic notes that he would put in to his phrases. And again, notes that are a half step away, chord tones, and the extensions of the chord, the 9, 11, 13, but then these passing tones, which sound so great. And again, even on a simple major scale, instead of, just listen to how that one note, as opposed to just that one note, it also adds a nice thing to the rhythm. So I'm going to play it there. So anyway, those were some of the ideas that I used, and I think that as you're working on the course, certainly some of these phrases are within your reach, and so I encourage you to start playing them, and then try to do variations on them. One of the things that I do in my own practicing is if I find a phrase that I like, I play it everywhere on the neck so that it's so it's a part of me. Instead of that would be high. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty high up there, but I'm sort of almost running out of notes there, so that's pretty high. I played in different keys. different keys, different registers, and then I might try to augment the line. There, I went the other way, I went down. Notice I end on the flat 7 again. You can't take the funk out of the girl. You can take the girl out of the funk, but you cannot take the funk out of the girl. Let's see, what do I do? I could go. And then I still ended on the flat 7, but I extended the line even further. So there's so much that you can do with this stuff that you can begin to really, strengthen and deepen your vocabulary. So really dig in. Don't be afraid to take a simple phrase and play it everywhere on the neck and then see what you can do with it. This is also a great idea, by the way, if you're a composer, as I am, because this is how you can develop some really cool ideas and start hearing new sounds.